Hello everybody, welcome to another video on the channel. Today we are playing Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, but as you can see we are doing something a little bit different. We are going back in time to Year 5 Season 1 Operation Void Edge. Now the reason that I chose this season specifically is because this is the season that I started playing the game way back on Xbox. So back on Xbox, I was Bronze 5 Peak with a .57 KD and 15 games played. This is my first ever season of Siege, and it's just a super nostalgic time of the game for me. Now, the reason I'm able to do this is because of the Rainbow Six Siege Operation Throwback. It is a community that allows you to go back in time and play whatever season that you would like to play in the history of Siege. If you guys would like to see me play any other seasons, please let me know in the comments. And if you would like me to drop a tutorial for how to do this, please let me know in the comments. To start us off here, I've already played some of the situations, two of them, the CQB Basics and Suburban Extraction. CQB Basics, you clear Hereford base just as kills, and Suburban Extraction, you gotta extract the hostage from a modified version of Old House. For starters, we're gonna jump straight into the third situation, Tubular Assault. Clear the plane of enemy combatants. Kill 2 enemies while leaning. Using Ash's breaching round, destroy 2 breakable surfaces, and finish the situation with at least 50 health remaining. We're gonna run it on normal. Just because terrorist hunts
Airplanes
and stuff
have
in this
long been
version
targeted
are
for terrorist
genuinely
attacks.
brutal. Terrorists
The
fought
mobility
back.
and the high-profile nature of the attack against random victims appeals to organizations looking to make a name for themselves. This kind of attack, if successful, can make their cause known and increase member recruitment. Tubular assaults provide very little cover and minimal escape routes. The FBI SWAT operator Ash will be deployed for this situation. Her breaching rounds enable you to aggressively seize and control lines of fire.
Eliminate all of the terrorists.
Okay, so I've got my Ash charges, flash grenades, G36, and 5.7. Okay. So it's just throwing me into a dead plane. I'm gonna use both of her. I'm gonna throw one here just to push up. There. Now, I do actually play a good bit of Modern Siege. I'm actually an ex-Tier 3 Challenger League player. I played for a team called Spartans Merciless. You probably have no idea who we are, just simply because we really never did anything worth noting. But this season is, of course, it's super nostalgic for me. This is when I started playing the game, and I don't know, playing it, it just feels right. It feels like this is how the game should still be to this day. Right now, with all the metas going on, it just doesn't feel like the same game as it was whenever I started. Siege is still a fun game, and it's definitely one of my favorite games, and will always be one of my favorite games. But it's definitely nowhere close to the same game now as it was even, this is 6 years ago.
Enemy in range. Hostiles remaining.
He scared me.
Op 4
Restart that
eliminated.
scenario. we'll go into a T-Hunt and check out an older map. Probably gonna go into House on a T-Hunt and check out what old House was like back in the day. Because this was actually, fun fact, it was the last season that we had old House. Now, I can't just go directly in, go to training grounds, and start a T-Hunt. The game doesn't let me do that. What I have to do instead is go into a custom game, which I already have one set up ready for this. And the map that I have chosen for this does not matter, as I have this. So this came with my game version. And pretty much what it allows me to do is I can click here on T-Hunt modes, click here on elimination, normal, house, and send to game. It will update here and say house, elimination, normal, and I can go in and play a terrorist hunt on old House. Now, at least the way that I remember it, back in the day, terrorist hunts were something, they were something to be trifled with. Now, they were absolutely, by any means, not easy. We're going to spawn River, and we're going to run through as, you know, I'll play Buck. Run through as Buck. And after this terrorist hunt, we're going to check out
Eliminate the terrorists.
playlist settings and the ranked rewards and stuff. So I have my stuff set up. I have the Void Edge Champ Charm on, even though it is Void Edge. And I've got Glacier on my gun. Glacier pistol. And it's kind of funny. I'm in a terrorist hunt, but I have a bomb. Because of how this works. Oh, I hear the C4. You're gonna have to swing and pop this C4 before it blows up. Yo, will you guys leave me alone? Oh, I see it. So those C4s, even if you kill the terrorists who threw them, they can still, like, just blow up in your face. And I don't know how many T-Hunts have done for me in the past. But the Buck actually has a lot more recoil in this version than what he does in the current build. Which is not something I expected, because every operator that I've tested in this version has less recoil. Oh, I might die here. No, we're good. Yep, I died.
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
It's not easy by any means, because the terrorists, they don't quit shooting, and if you see here, they just straight up, they got it. There were still 2 terrorists in that room that I had yet to kill, so they just wallbanged me. And on Old House, literally every single wall there is gonna be soft walls. That's the #1 reason why House got reworked. Although none of us really agreed with it at the time, it definitely was a good decision on Ubisoft's half, because the amount of soft walls that map had were insane. So in terms of playlists, back whenever I started the game, Year 5 Season 1, we had Newcomer, which you could only play until you were level 50. Then Quick Match, which you could play whenever. Unranked, you could not play until level 10, and Ranked, you could not play until level 30 back then. So let's go in here and view. We have the overview here. The Oregon rework, all of these charms. I'm actually running this champ charm in game. In my opinion, these are the prettiest charms in the game. On my main account, I have the bronze charm, this one right here. And then under skill, we can see all the old ranks. There was only copper, bronze, silver, gold, plat, diamond, and champ. And you had 5 coppers, 5 bronzes, 5 silvers, 3 golds. Then you had 3 platinums and 3 diamond, or 1 diamond, and then champ. And if we go into rules, here's where we can really view it. So Newcomer, you had 4 minutes, 3 rounds, only bomb with levels 0 to 50. Casual, 3.5 minutes, 3 rounds, hostage, secure area, and bomb, with no level restrictions. Unranked, 3-minute rounds, first to win 4, only bomb. You had to be level 10 plus. You had bans and you had quitting penalties. Then you had ranked, 3-minute rounds, 4 rounds, bomb, clearance level 30 plus. you have pick and ban, squad MMR restriction, ranking system, and quitting penalties. So I think the way that this is laid out is beautiful. You had Ubisoft Club back in the day instead of Uplay. Your packs were here, boosters were here, challenges were right here. And for those of you who don't know, back in the day, certain scopes were restricted to certain operators. So if you wanted to run like a scope like this holographic, you gotta play an operator that has it. They have this reflex and this red dot. And if you wanted to use, let's say, the Spetsnaz scopes, like a lot of people like the Spetsnaz red dot and the Spetsnaz reflex. You have in here, you have Spetsnaz ACOG, the Spetsnaz red dot, the Spetsnaz hollow, and the Spetsnaz reflex. And there were like certain scopes limited to certain operators, and like a lot of people like, I think it's Hollow B now. That one, the only one I can think of off the bat is Frost. Actually, I got my first ever ace with Frost's 9mm C1 with this hollow on it. So I think that's pretty cool. It was back in Operation Steel Wave when I got my first ever ace. And obviously Tachenka, he had his turret back in the day. We had operator videos as well. Blackbeard had his gun mounted shield, the rifle shield. Zofia could withstand back in the day. And I mean, everything about this just feels super nostalgic. And this isn't every elite that's in the game. This is just every elite that I've gotten to and got applied. I think I have most elites on the attackers. There's maybe one or two that I'm missing. Like, I do believe this might be every attacker elite. And on defense, I know there's a few that I'm missing, like Rook, Capcan, Pulse. I do believe Castle had his at the time. Valkyrie might have had hers. The times were simpler back then. And also we have MP5 ACOG in this version. So our docs were running out and spawn peeking every round because they had an ACOG. And the ACOG was, I can't remember if it was a 2x or a 3x, whereas now it's a 2.5x. And this was back when if you ran one part of the elite, you had to run it all. So if I want to switch to like this Doctor's Curse headgear, it's going to ask me to remove the elite. And you couldn't reskin your gadgets or anything. It was just the guns. And something that I discovered whenever I was playing around too is that even though you couldn't get them, back in this build, shields had black ices. They were in the game. You just couldn't use them. Which is interesting. You couldn't get them out of an alpha pack. You couldn't use them. They were just there in the files, unused. Which I think is interesting. Because they also, they have their black ice, but they never got a glacier. And it was a legendary on the shields, whereas now it's a purple again, I'm pretty sure. So I find that quite interesting. But this is going to mark the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. If you want to see more content like this on Old Siege, let me know what season you would like to see. If you want a tutorial, let me know, and I will get that made up. And I will see you guys again in the next video. Goodbye.